Welcome everyone to another episode of Pokemon X and Y. Today is June 30th, the day before Canada Day. And today I actually do have something I wanted to talk about. Um, and today's topic I want to talk about is the UFC because I I never really thought I would get into like watching the UFC or boxing or and any of that sort. But surprisingly enough, I actually watch quite a bit of UFC. But first off, let's get a honey encounter. Mm, like with a lot of like with a lot of fans, I oh my god, like with a lot of fans, I think I initially started getting interested into the UFC. Did I? Is there no honey? Like, can I not honey? Okay, I guess I can't honey. Um, I think, like most UFC fans, I got interested in the UFC. Oh, but then we can get download T-Tar again. Oh my god, it's download T-Tar. Download T-Tar's back, back better than ever. Um, but yeah, like a lot of UFC fans, I got into the UFC because of the Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say like his last name. It's actually hard. Could be Nurmag Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov. Their fight. When was that? Let's see. Conor McGregor versus Khabib. That was in 2018. God damn. Yes, I guess I started watching it in 2018. And yeah, that was the first fight I watched. And honestly, yeah, I think there were a lot of eyes on that fight because Conor McGregor is like, I feel like Conor McGregor is similar to like athletes like LeBron James and Faker, Michael Jordan, where like everyone knows their name, like Steph Curry, like Michael Phelps, Tiger Woods. I feel like Conor McGregor is like at that caliber of fame. And like a lot of people know McGregor, so I'm like, okay. I saw the advertising. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it once, see what happens. And bro, dude, this guy Khabib is actually kind of cracked. He's a Giga Chad, no? Like, I love his whole story and how he stopped wrestling because of his dad. His last fight was against Gaethje, I'm pretty sure, because his dad passed away, but his dad passed away during training camp, I'm pretty sure. So he couldn't just be like, I Gaethje, I'm not fighting you um because my dad passed away. Uh, I am recording good, and my mic's not muted. But yeah, so Khabib can't just say like something like that, right? He can't just call off a main card fight. Well, I guess he can, but um, he didn't, and I'm pretty sure he ended uh his tenure in the UFC 29-0. I'm pretty sure 28-0. And I'll be honest, it was pretty impressive. But listen, like I don't mean to be a Khabib hater, but I'm pretty sure a lot of Khabib's fights, aside from his later fights with like Conor and like Dustin Poirier and uh Justin Gaethje and like a lot of the top lightweights, were kind of just like shitter opponents. That's what I heard at least. Like their records weren't that good. Um, Even like when Khabib was like 15-0 and some. Let me look. Khabib, Nurmagomedov, all fights. That's like all fights. Let me look. Kamal Shalorius, no idea. Gleason Taibo, no idea. Diego Tavares, I've heard of that before somewhere. Abel Trudeau, no. Pat Haley, no idea. Rafael Dos Anjos. Isn't that the person Khabib fought? I think that's the person Khabib. Or is that the person Connor fought at some point? Uh, Darnell Horsher, Michael Johnson. Oh, Michael John. Oh, is it Michael Johnson the one where Khabib almost like broke his arm or something? Oh, I know Barbosa and like Conor McGregor. Yeah, like there's not that many big names. I'll be honest with you, in his resume, but still, he's probably one of the goats. Um, yeah, that's how I initially got watching into the MMA because of Conor and Khabib. Honestly, I think it was a good introduction to MMA. Well, like I'll be honest, I'm not that big of an MMA fan. Like I only really watch the main card fight, and that's it. Like a couple days ago, I watched. Was it a couple? Was it like 2 days ago? I think 2 or 3 days ago, I watched Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Which, by the way, holy moly, I did, I thought Ilia Topuria would have won, but I didn't think he would win that quickly. Like I think it was like 45 seconds. Like I was low-key playing League of Legends Arena and I was watching it because I was in like a middle of a game as the main card started and I'm like, oh shit, like oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to watch it. But I was like, yo, thankfully this fight's probably gonna last like past the first round, which after the because I was like so far into the game, there was like 2 or 3 more fights and then the game was done. Because there was arena, there were like 2 or 3 more rounds. So I'm like, okay, this will probably finish in like one or like my league game will probably finish in like 1 or 2 rounds, and yeah. So then I'm playing my league game. I see the first round. I look away to lock in for a fight, make sure I get the kill. I look over, Charles Oliveira's fucking knocked out cold. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck just happened in the first round? That's so crazy. Um, what the hell? Emergency alert. Tornado in this mobile coverage area. Take immediate cover in the basement or interior room if weather threat approaches. We actually have a fucking tornado warning? What? Okay. Let me, this is actually scary. There's actually a tornado warning. Damn. Let me make sure I'm not getting fucked. That is possibly producing a tornado. Oh boy, oh boy. There's actually a risk of tornado? What? Hold up. Oh, we beat his ass. Wait, that's so scary. This is the first time I've actually got a tornado warning on my phone. Genuinely scary. Oh my god, my goat. That's my goat. Bit off my goat. Huh. Wednesday. I kind of forgot what I was talking about because I'm worried about the NATO warning. Where's the lore drop? I think it's here. We have to do some lore dropping. Oh yeah. Let's talk about scary stories and shit. But yeah, I only really watch the big name fights. I don't really watch any like undercard stuff. Um, so like for example, for the Charles Oliveira Ilia Topuria fight, that's all I watched. That's the only fight I watched. Um, yeah. I mean, I like it that way. I'll be honest with you. I only really watch the big names. No, hell no, I'm not giving a tip. This guy's ass. Let me see what else I wrote. Oh yeah, one thing I thought of, like I thought the lifespan of MMA fighters would be so much longer than like 2 or 3 years, because like I thought um when I started like hardcore watching, it was when the Nigerian trio were the champions. It's Francis Ngannou, um, Israel Adesanya, and what's his name? Kamaru Usman. I thought, and they only reigned for like 2 or 3 years. And I know I say only, but ooh, Alex Zamite. They only. I know I say only, but I felt like their reign would have been so much longer. But I guess it's just like how much damage you rack up in these MMA fights. In every other MMA fights, they slowly add up to your body, I guess, and your chin and your face. I don't know necessarily how that works, but I thought like when people talk about these people being the goats, I thought they would be holding the belt for like 5, 6, 7 years, basically. Mm, and not just 3. But it might just be because I'm kind of new to the. Oh, I wouldn't say I'm new to the UFC, but I'm not used to this type of stuff. Um. Also, by the way, sorry, I'm very dead right now. I recorded like 2 or 3 hours of content before this, so yeah, I'm pretty dead. But I still have to get recording, and then after this recording, I need to edit like 3 different videos. That's why I'm doing this really early. For context, it's 4 p.m. right now, EST. I mean, I guess time doesn't really matter because you guys are probably watching this like years years later or like months later, so I don't think time really matters. But 4 p.m. EST. Um, when I initially got into the UFC, I binge watched a lot of fighters. I watched I watched Kamar Usman's fights. A lot of Kamar Usman's fights I like to watch. I I watched I watched a few. I watched quite a lot of John Jones's fights. I watched some Israel Adesanya. I don't know if I think I watched highlights of Ngannou. I haven't watched an actual fight, or maybe. I think I watched him lose to Cyril Gane. Maybe I watched. I think I watched Gane versus Ngannou 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure. I think there's two. I think one Ngannou just gets out wrestled, no? Because one's gone just like takes him down. Like I feel like Ngannou just like I just say just, but this guy's just a power puncher. I feel like I don't know how much wrestling he's got in him. Cause like, dude, I've seen like the sports science video of Ngannou's punches, and bro, like I don't remember like he can. I don't remember how hard he can punch, but he can punch super duper 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 hard. Um, what else did I? What other? Oh, I definitely watch Conor McGregor's old fights too, for sure. And like, I have to go Pokemon set. I have to go. Ooh, I can fishy fish. Let me get fish. But yeah, dude. This is the first time I got a tornado warning. I genuinely don't know what to do. Like, do I just go downstairs? Do I move my PC downstairs and hope and pray, or like, what do I do? I don't know. Fish, fishy. What's the fishy looking like? Ooh, Chikorita. Dude, I'm so glad after this video, I can just chill for the day. And just edit all day basically. Uh yeah, just imagine all the top fighters. Ooh, I watched a lot of Volkanovski. Volkanovski I love to watch. Mm, so another question oh yeah, one thing I've noticed with a lot of these like UFC goats is that they're genuinely just shitty people overall, like outside of the UFC. Like if you look at Conor McGregor, I don't know what he does exactly, but I think he's just like super duper cocky and shit. Um, and even like John Jones is kind of a dick. He's more than a dick. Like a lot of the things he does is absolutely terrible. Like, I think he hit or run a pregnant wife or something. He got like a woman. I think allegedly. Allegedly. Let me just preface that one. Allegedly. Gotta make sure just in case if anything happens. Um, Something just recently happened too, where he was like drunk driving and then he ran away, lied to the cops, and then like said he had like gangs to just like kill the cops and shit. It was crazy. The stuff this guy John Jones was saying. Like genuinely, this guy is one of the this guy's one of the goats of UFC and Conor McGregor too, and these guys are not good people overall, and I feel like it doesn't give a good rep to the UFC. I feel like because all of these negative things are happening, like I feel like um but let me regain my thoughts again. Also, how's everyone's day been today? Let me know in the comment section down below. I keep saying that, but I need to make sure I say that every day. I would love to know how you guys are feeling today. What was I gonna say? Uh, it's just crazy. I feel like both John Jones and Conor McGregor, I think, are the two most popular UFC fighters of all time, and both of them are just shitty people overall. So I think there's just a negative rep on the UFC because yes, they see these people fight, but they also see what these guys are outside of the UFC and outside of fighting and how shitty of people they are, and they could make assumptions that all UFC fighters are like that, but that's not necessarily true. Because if you look at someone like Dustin Poirier, but this guy, or even like Charles Oliveira, even though he got knocked out, dude, these guys are family men, man. Wait, what do I have to do? What? Wait, did I not? Wait, oh, I have to gym first? I thought I had to do that first. Uh, yeah, it's really shitty to see. What did Conor McGregor do to get a lot of hate? I think he just shit talk a lot of people. I think he just shit talk a lot of people and just whatnot. Multiple accusations of assault against women. Okay, lovely. Allegedly. That's what. He's very disrespectful to his opponents. That's what I know him for. He's very disrespectful to his opponents, and it gets really personal between his opponents. Like he not only talks about the fighter himself, but his family, his attitude, his like their family and like their attitude, whatever the fuck, their personality, whatever the hell. And it's not really that. I don't know, because I also know that I understand why Conor McGregor is doing it, because as much as UFC is fighting, it's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of mental game to the UFC too, and you want to get into your opponent's head. And I think that's what Conor McGregor tries to do, but sometimes it's a bit over, um, too much. Over exaggerated. I don't know about over exaggerated, but I think I think he does it too much to the. Well, are you fucking serious? I think he does it too much to the point where it gets way, way, way too personal. And even after the fight, they don't respect each other and they don't like they have beef and shit. That's how I feel about how Conor McGregor trash talks. And also like he can't really back up anything anymore because in the later half of his career I don't know what happened. I think just fame and money got the best of him, and he didn't train as much, or like he had a different he had a different he had a different training style. I think he had a different stance and everything too. During some fights, and for me it was especially noticeable in Poirier McGregor too. His feet were super duper flat footed, which is not typical Conor McGregor type things. Um, but yeah, belch? Hell no. What I've noticed for like all of the champs right now, I feel like a lot of the champs right now have started with a grappling base and then built their skills off there. And like they built their skills, they have a very very strong grappling base, and then they just slowly go to like boxing or um boxing or striking and shit like that. That's how I feel about like most fighters right now. Because I feel like I don't know if it's me being too beginner mindset, but I feel like if you're a grappler and you can't box, like all okay, let's just say I was a grappler in the UFC and I can't box. All I would do is I would just spam takedowns. I would literally just spam takedowns until I take down my opponent. Literally round one. Like I wouldn't even let my opponent box me. I'd just like single like shoot or something, and then I literally wouldn't let them. I wouldn't let my opponent box me. I'd just every single round just single or double like shoot and just bring him to the ground and just grapple his ass. Like that's all I would do. Um, and then slowly, slowly as you get better at the game, or well, so like if you're in the UFC, you slowly want to develop like striking, so you can actually strike, and then you can feint and then go for a single or double leg and take him down. I don't know if I mean I'll be honest, I haven't boxed. I don't really have any fighting experience aside from Taekwondo. But that's how I feel like the UFC is going. Like everyone just has a grappling base and just they learn um all of the other stuff or like they learn striking later, like in their career. Um yeah. What Another question I wrote down is what are my favorite storylines in the UFC? I think my favorite storyline fights of the UFC are. I think one of them is Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira, because oh, Brave Bird. What the hell? Sure. I think I like how it started. I like how that rivalry started way before the UFC. That started back in kickboxing when. Wha- Oh, oh! I need myself a Sawsbuck. I need myself a Sawsbuck Wonder Guard. Yo, just get me on the Sawsbuck, please. Thank God I have Silver Wit and Flamethrower. This is why you have so much coverage. This is why you bring so much coverage, so you can actually hit shit like this. Oh my gosh, but it goes way back to kickboxing because I'm pretty sure that uh in amateur kickboxing, Alex Pereira two 2-0 against Israel Adesanya, and then there's this whole story that Alex Pereira came to the UFC to come chase down Israel Adesanya because at the time when Alex Pereira joined the UFC, Israel Adesanya was the champion, and um, what's it called? I feel like it's not this. And I'm pretty sure Alex Pereira got like a free ride to the championship belt because I think he only fought like 3 or 4 times. No, before he fought Israel Adesanya, and it's probably because of the rivalry that built up. It's probably because like Dana White saw the rivalry between them, and he probably saw the cash grab. I'm not gonna lie. And uh, that first fight was insane. By the way, the knockout was at the 5th round. Alex Pereira was losing, and then he knocks him out. I'm pretty sure that's what happened in the first fight. He knocks Israel Adesanya out. I'm pretty because like I'll be honest, if Izzy just if Izzy just stayed alive that round, he would have won by unanimous decision. I'm pretty sure. Like in my head, I think he would have won unanimously. But he just knocks Izzy out. I'm like, bro, that is insane. Um, and then in the second fight, he almost knocks Izzy out again, and he gets countered. I think it's a counter. He just gets. I'm pretty sure it's a counter and then a straight. And then I'm just like, bro, that's crazy. You almost knocked Izzy out again, but this time in the second round. And then you get knocked out yourself, and then Izzy gets the belt again. That's like so crazy, I think. And it's just, I just like the storyline because it goes back further. It's not a made up storyline. It goes back further than just the UFC. It goes back to the old kickboxing days. There's also like Israel Adesanya as champion being like, yeah, there's gonna be one guy named Alex Pereira. He's gonna be in the bar when he's 40 years old. He's gonna be like, I used to beat, I used to beat, I used to beat this guy Israel Adesanya. Went back in kickboxing 20 years ago. What the fuck is this lead, man? Zernius Guillotina. Uh, but that's definitely one of my favorite stories. Storyline fights, another fake out. I'm trying to think. What other storyline fights are there? I think that's the main one. What other ones? Oh, I've watched a lot of Hamzat Chimaev too. Oh, what's another big storyline that UFC? Ooh, Dustin Connor was pretty big because of the. I think at the first time they fought, I think Connor was just so much better than Dustin Poirier. And then the other two times they fought, you could slowly see a shift in. Oh, wait. Okay, that does no damage, thank God. Thank God Snorlax has no special attack. I think after the first round, you could slowly see the development of Dustin Poirier and how comfortable he is with himself and how confident he is as a fighter, and how he just no, I don't know about I don't remember if he destroyed Conor McGregor, but how he beat Conor McGregor in both fights. I mean, I don't know if the third fight counted because it was because Conor McGregor fucked his leg up, but I just love that storyline. Dustin Poirier, every year he's gotten better. He's gotten more confident. He's been a better fighter. He's learned how to wrestle. He's learned how to do this and that. Whereas Conor McGregor, after he got the money and fame, he low key declined, and you can kind of see that in that. Like you can kind of see that in the fight that they both they both had basically, and that's what I love about that fight. It's like it's basically hard work versus talent, kinda. Um, my my personal favorite fights to watch were. I have a few favorite fights. I really like Cormier versus John Jones, not because, not because that. I felt like that fight was very one-sided, and it really showed how great of an athlete John Jones is, and like how great of a fighter he is, no matter how shitty the person is. And I also, one that's very memorable to me as well is Usman versus Colby Covington. Those fights were no, those fights were just good. They were close. I felt like every one was just close, and I kind of feel bad for Colby Covington because he's never won like he's never gotten a belt. And if literally if Usman isn't there, like I'm pretty sure, yeah, if Usman isn't there, I'm pretty sure Colby Covington would be the best welterweight. And I feel like he would have been the best welterweight, but instead, Colby Covington was basically just the bodyguard of Kamaru Usman. Like, to beat Usman, you must beat the number one fighter in Colby Covington. But Colby Covington could never beat Usman, basically. And if you don't beat Colby Covington, you're not going to beat Usman. That's how I felt. But those fights were just good. But yeah, like I said, I kind of feel bad for Kobe Covington because he never won. And if Usman wasn't there, I'm pretty sure he would have held the belt for. Um, he would have held the belt and defended it, I think, decently for a few fights. Mm, I really like Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev too, because I think the main thing about that fight is everyone at that time when they were everyone at that time was like, bro, like Dagestani wrestlers are just built different. Like no one can, no one can, no one can outpace Dagestani wrestlers, and no one can match them. Uh, and that fight, I'm pretty sure, Volkanovski stopped so many of Islam Makhachev's takedowns, and I don't know if he out wrestled Islam, but he neutralized Islam. Like he neutralized the Dagestani wrestling, and that was like their best trait essentially. The the wrestling of like Dagestani players or wrestlers. Uh, and if you don't know who, I'm specifically talking about like Khabib. The two big ones are Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev, the two big Dagestani um, wrestlers. I think I don't know if there's definitely a lot more, but those are the two big ones. I think after those two fights that they had, um, I think a lot of people just in general had a lot of hope for. I feel like a lot of people in general just had a lot of hope that wow, like these wrestlers are actually beatable, but they're just at such a high level compared to the rest of us that you have to train hella to beat them. You have to train in this shit hella. That's how I felt after that. That's how I felt after Islam Makhachev versus Volkanovski. Cause me too. I'm like, dude, like, how do these UFC fighters compete against these Dagestani uh like wrestlers? Um, and like Volkanovski, I don't know, this guy Volkanovski proved us wrong. I'm not gonna lie. And the last question I had for myself is, what fights am I looking forward to? I think the two fights I'm really looking forward to right now are Ciryl Gane versus Tom Aspinall. Well, okay. Personally, I really wanted to see John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I think it would have been a great fight, but John Jones does John Jones things, and he's retired, and now Tom Aspinall is the champion. I just think that that fight would have been so fire. And the next fight I wanted to watch, well, because that fight got canceled, or because that fight got called off because John Jones retired. Uh, I want to watch Ciryl Gane versus Tom Aspinall. And then the next fight I want to watch is Ilya Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Those two are the big fights I want to watch, and I think those two are just, I think those two are super fights. That's why I want to watch it. Also, the thing that's crazy is I kind of feel bad for Tom Aspinall because he was wasting his prime years. Because I think John Jones held the championship belt for 3 years, and Tom Aspinall was just sitting there waiting in his prime, just like, bro, make a move already. Like give me the championship fight. Tom Aspinall defended his interim championship belt, whereas John Jones I think only barely defended his championship belt, his heavyweight championship belt. Um, which, by the way, you're not supposed to. You're almost never supposed to defend your interim championship belt. Like after you get the interim championship belt, you're supposed to do a unified. I think it's called the unified belt. So you unify the interim champion and you unify um you unify the interim champion and the person actually holding the belt, the championship belt, and like the interim. I'm pretty sure the interim champion typically happens if like, let's just say the champion is like injured, or if he's going on to a different division, um, fight or something like that, and they have to wait until a fight's done. So kind of set up a they kind of set up a fight. They kind of set up a fight for the champion by giving them like an interim champion. I don't know if I think that's how it is. Let's look it up. Interim championship within UFC. A temporary title awarded when the reigning champion is unable to defend the belt due to injury, inactivity, or other reasons. Yeah, that's yeah. Which yeah. Well, but that being said, I'm gonna end the episode off here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.